The Democratic ticket is soon to be complete. All of the reports are pretty clear. Kamala Harris is going to make her final decision, hopefully right now. I stalled for a second because I was hoping the news would come in, but it could literally come at any second. And if I had to guess, and I will, it will be one moment after our show ends. But anyway, she met on Sunday with 3 prospective VP finalists. Now, we don't know for sure if these are the only 3, but these are seen as the main 3. So you have Mark Kelly, obviously senator of Arizona. You have 2 governors as well. So Governor Josh Shapiro, Governor Tim Walz. Those are considered like the 3 most likely at this point. And it's expected that she's going to do an event tomorrow with them. So the clock is a ticking, the choice needs to happen. And so that's pretty exciting. Now, Pete Buttigieg, Governor Pritzker, Andy Beshear also are in contention. We don't know if they've already met or gonna meet. I'm sure there's a lot of moving pieces here. But the first appearance is gonna be in Philadelphia on Tuesday, and then they're gonna do a 5-day tour of 7 battleground states. So they're gonna cover a lot of ground, metaphorically and also literally. And so that's very exciting. We wanna get the campaign started in earnest. We wanna hit those swing states. And I'm sure she's gonna be doing events, the VP will be doing events, and a lot of media as well. And bear in mind, all of these people that are on the list that don't get picked still could be very effective surrogates for her and could campaign in their own states as well. So let's talk about some of the evidence that we have, because there's been maybe some false starts, maybe some misinformation. So Mark Kelly deleted this tweet. So it says, my background is a bit different than most politicians. I spent my life serving in the Navy and at NASA, where the mission always comes first. Now my mission is serving Arizonans. So it was tweeted implying maybe that he's not gonna be picked because he's stressing serving Arizonans. Although it doesn't necessarily mean he wasn't picked. But then it was deleted because maybe he didn't want to imply that he was only gonna be serving them because he's gonna be serving other people. So people are speculating based on that. But then there's this, even stronger evidence, perhaps for Shapiro. So Philadelphia Mayor Sherrell Parker, an ally of Shapiro, tweeted this: proud to be back with so many leaders from across our region supporting Kamala Harris for president and Josh Shapiro for VP. Well, that seems pretty clear, although maybe it was a draft in case he gets picked. You want to get it right out the gate as soon as he gets picked, maybe. And then you have sort of like the endorsement game, kind of. So Bernie Sanders backed Tim Walz, perhaps not surprisingly, saying he'll speak up for working people, which he certainly does. House Democrats have also come out in support of Tim Walz as well. And so I'm curious what your thoughts are. Again, I'm gonna keep reloading the website, see if it comes out, but what do you think is going on?
I mean, Sherrell Parker seems like she wants Josh Shapiro to be Veep, not that this is an ad for Kamala and Shapiro. So that's that.
Could be, yeah.
Last week, there was also a tweet from Andy Beshear that said, no matter what happens, I'm always gonna fight for the people of Kentucky. And you're like, what? Like, it seemed, but again, that was probably just, intimating that even though he's in potentially the running, that he would, if he's picked, he'd still put Kentucky first. I don't know. But yeah, I think the biggest news, is that centrist, a woman who does not want to relinquish the ability to buy and trade stocks as a congresswoman, Nancy Pelosi, is back behind the scenes, doing her work. And apparently she likes Tim Walz.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, apparently she's pulling for Tim, which is wild, right? But I guess she's got way too many grandchildren and he's offering free lunches and she's like, thank goodness, because I cannot prep that many fruit roll-ups. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I truly think Shapiro is not a good pick in terms of the amount of time that he's actually been in office, in terms of his stances on charter schools and school voucher systems. Remember, education activists do not like him. To say nothing of Israel-Palestine and him trying to punish anyone who would show solidarity or support for Gaza. It's just, it doesn't bode well. I don't think he'd be a good pick.
None of the top candidates are people that I've closely tracked for multiple years and have a super dog in the fight. I've mostly been seeing how they've chosen to advocate for her. And I've done some consideration of what the electoral concerns could be. And look, I don't want to exaggerate those because, as Michael Shore always says, there's really no statistical evidence that it's ever helped you actually win a state. But I don't know, I've really liked Tim Walz's media appearances. I think that he'd be an effective advocate. I can imagine him being a great counter to JD Vance in a debate, in a VP debate.
Oh God.
So yeah, I'm not going to be really super angry with any of these picks, I guess, including the others that aren't in the top 3. But
you know who would do the best against JD Vance because he really speaks the same sort of like Ivy League language, but he can use it against him, is Pete Buttigieg. Like Buttigieg brings nothing in terms, I mean, I don't know, and you're right, maybe he doesn't bring anything and it's all ridiculous. But a JD Vance, Pete Buttigieg debate would be so epically cringe in terms of like, just the amount of like, consultant VC speak, but also I feel like he could crush him.
Yeah, maybe. And look, I know he has a lot of supporters, obviously. So if he's not chosen, there are going to be some people that are angry. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.